Time now for the Nick Hart Show. It's presented each week by the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including A&T Concrete, ADG Architecture and Design Group, AgriGold, All Trade Solutions LLC, AM Transport, Engermeyer Electric, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Brett's Car Care, Country Barns, Nolcon Marketing, Davis Brothers, Daylight Land Management, Daywig Meats of Hobstadt, Diversified Instrument Services, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, DuBois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Duke Energy, the Dunkel Family, Friends of Mason Scheller, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason Rainey, Emerson Cattle Company, ERA First Advantage Realty Rodney Langford, Fort Branch Car Wash, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Full Metal Armory, the Grandmothers of Jackson Adams, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hobstadt Summerfest, Heritage Federal Credit Union, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Hillside Gardens, Hip Dentistry, Hoosier Pain and Posture, IMI Concrete, Engler Family Eye Care, Jarbo Tax Service, JMCO Technologies, Johnson Commercial Mowing, K&K Excavating Incorporated, Casey Gray, Fuquay State Farm Agent, Kathy Solman Photography, Kiesel Wagner Survey, L&B Boutique, Little Miracles, Lowry Ag, Make Your Mark, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis, MyTech Systems, National Vet Help, Perfect Climate Heating and Air, Pole Concrete Construction, by Pro Rehab, Rawhide Golf, Remax Revolution, Ripco Systems, Roberts Boring, Trenching and Excavating, by Sandy's Pizza, Scheller's Carriage Inn, Shearer Monuments, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Stodgel Funeral Home, Stodgel Monuments, by Tim Barge Seed, Tai Chow, Titan Construction Partners, Triad Fabricators, Titan Youth Football League, United Fidelity Bank, Vertical Tile Incorporated, Vicky Townsend FC Tucker Realtor, by Wash Boss, We Simply Clean LLC, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, and by Young's Auto Body. Now, The Nick Hart Show, a special production of the Wabash Valley College Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department and 89.1 The Bash.
Hello and welcome to the Nick Hart Show on 89.1 The Bash. My name is Wes Harness. I'm here alongside Coach Hart, the man of the hour, well, half hour, only a half hour show for us. But Coach Hart, week one, Saturday at the Rafferty Bowl, Bull County, took it to us, found, really, well, just for a quarter, to be honest, took it to us, kind of turned the tide of the game. But Bull County 36, Gibson Southern 6. You had a really good article on Courier and Press, kind of talking about, how you felt the game went. Why don't you tell us a little bit, break that down, kind of what you thought after that game had happened?
Yeah, I thought, again, the first quarter wasn't good.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a combination of they had a couple plays where they outduted us. When we had a couple plays, like we blew a coverage on one of them. The opening play of the game, we had the kid for a tackle for a loss in the backfield, and he slips the tackle and goes 80 yards. But I thought after that, and then I thought there's a little bit of I don't want to say like panic or like I thought we played hard the whole game. Whenever we got down, I thought we pressed a little bit. Guys started trying to do a little bit too much, instead of just kind of playing within the offense and defense, and that got us into more trouble. But once we calmed down, we stood toe to toe with them for 3 quarters, and I think sometimes, we as coaches can kind of like spin things because people don't always play the same when they're up 29-0 as they would if it was 0-0. But they kept their dudes in the whole time. They were taking a shot even with a couple of minutes left in the game. So like they kept playing the entire game, and we stood toe to toe with them. So obviously, you don't want to give up some of the big plays and have all the 3 and outs that we did in the first quarter. But I think the last 3 quarters kind of showed what this team could be. I'm not sure that we'll play a better team than what we played on Saturday. I'm fairly confident we won't. So that's a great sign that you think somebody that could do very well in the 3A, 4A, maybe even 5A tournament in Indiana. And for 3 quarters, you could stand toe to toe with them. Nobody likes winning by 30 points, and that was never our intention. We went there to win the game. But I think there was a lot of positives, a lot of lessons, that could be learned out of it. And, if we take those, then we'll be better for it moving forward.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, not a first down till that second quarter, whenever that drive, I believe, ended up being that first touchdown for Gibson Southern of the game. One player to talk about, Tanner Boyd, led the state in completion percentage last year. Could tell, I don't know if it was some jitters. I feel like it was some jitters. Kind of took a little bit of time to really get him started and get him rolling. Tell me a little bit about how you feel, his demeanor changed as he started to get a little more comfortable there as the game had gone on.
He played great. And I thought he was one of the guys that kind of pressed. And I get it. He's a senior leader. Things weren't going well. He wanted to go make a play to help his team. But I thought for a couple drives there, he pressed a little bit. Early, not just Tanner, just offensively as a whole, our execution was not good offensively. And they're very good on defense. And I think, we knew we had to be close to perfect to move the ball because of their team speed on defense. If we could block everything perfect sometimes, and it was a 4-yard gain because they could just run things down so well. Yeah. But we missed a lot of assignments early. I think, kind of in the offensive meeting, our staff meeting, we talked about how, it's a good sign moving forward. We got a lot of things that we got to fix, but it's a good sign moving forward that we can move the ball after the first few drives. We moved the ball the way that we did against, a really, really good defense and had as many mistakes as we did. A lot of drive killing type of mistakes. Some we overcame, some we didn't. But just to be able to make those kind of mistakes and still move the football against a team like that as the game went on, is a good sign about what we can do when we get some of that stuff fixed.
Yeah, one thing I mentioned that on the broadcast last night. My offensive coordinator, Paul Rinkowicz in North Posey, he would always ask his famous question. He would say, "What's 3 times 4?" Everyone would answer 12, but it is 12, but also 3 times 4 is also a first down. So kind of his little punny joke he likes to use. But, kind of what I felt like was kind of the mantra going for a little bit for you guys, getting that inside zone run, squeaking out 3-4 yards, getting a 4-yard pass, just putting pieces together to kind of finally get those first downs. And, for one drive completed, I'd feel like getting to that red zone, that's where kind of some, that Boyle County defense kind of tightened down, made it a little more difficult. And, kind of were able to take advantage with their athleticism in kind of that close field situation. But what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit about the defense from this past week. Don't go anywhere on 89.1 The Bash.
The Nick Hart Show on 89.1 The Bash is made possible by Full Metal Armory, the Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Car Wash, ERA, First Advantage Realty, Rodney Langford, Emerson Cattle Company, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jason Rainey, the Dunkel Family, Friends of Mason Scheller, Duke Energy, Du Bois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, Diversified Investment Services, Daywig Meats of Hobstock, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Country Barns, Nolcon Marketing, Brett's Car Care, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Angermeyer Electric, AM Transport, All Trade Solutions LLC, AgriGold, ADG Architecture and Design Group, and by A&T Concrete.
Hello, welcome back to 89.1 The Bash. I'm here alongside Coach Hart with the Nick Hart Show. We kind of talked about, week one, pros and cons, kind of what we benefited from it and how. Talked a little bit about the offense. What we want to get to now, let's talk a little bit. We've hinted on it, but let's talk a little bit about the defense from week one. And, Coach Hart, one thing I kind of noticed, I think that the players, were making the plays just, when it came down to it wrapping up, taking that extra step or working that angle, it just looked like, it was a little difficult. And Bull County's a great offense, but tell me a little bit about how your defense, definitely improved as the game went on. Just tell me a little about that, please.
Yeah, I think, as the game went on, one is they got some dudes. We knew they were going to make some plays, right? Like the post corner to 5. We had literal double coverage there, and he broke loose on us. The shovel, we were right there, and again the 10 made a nice play and slipped the tackle on the first play of the game. We knew they were going to make some plays because their guys were too good not to. I thought as the game went on, we did a better job. I think, you play a team like that, and one of the reasons you go play a team like that is we can't simulate that speed in practice. They were fast. They were fast on offense. They were fast on defense. And I think it took us a little bit to kind of adjust to how fast they were. It just took a while to adjust. And I thought, as it kind of went on, we did a lot better job of staying on top of routes, and doing that type of stuff. I thought we played well up front. I thought our linebackers were really, really good because I think 10's a great back, and they got in a lot of if the Rose boys wouldn't have made the tackle, I don't know if anybody was going to. And they made the play. You go back and watch film. I thought two things that kind of stood out to me defensively, especially the last 3 quarters, is we got a lot of people to the football. I thought our pursuit was excellent. And I thought we were violent when we got there. I thought we played really physical. And, again, kind of why you want to go play these games. I thought we started playing faster as the game went on. They to kind of, not get embarrassed. We got up to match their level of how fast they were playing. We have to continue to kind of play at that level as we move forward throughout the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. I saw the defensive line, talked with Brayton's dad, kind of what Brayton said about the game, and he goes, it sucks losing that bad, but there were some improvements. You mentioned it. I think most of the night with Reinhardt and Clem, they're kind of little. I'm not sure if it was an inside power or kind of how I didn't pay enough attention to it, but one of those guys was getting double teamed every single play. But that guy on the one-on-one, I feel like it was Brody Clem a little bit more than it was Ryan or Brayton, but did a great job on the one-on-one, getting behind the line of scrimmage to make that play, just not having that, like the first play, he was behind the line of scrimmage making the play, just gets hands on him. And against any other team this season, that probably will be a tackle. But against a team like Bull County, like you mentioned, it's not going to take just a grab of a jersey or, an arm in the way to stop these guys. But yeah, take away the first quarter, you've got a 6-6 football game going on. It sucks when a team comes out on a quarter like that, but for the rest of the game, I completely agree with you. The team did a great job of kind of getting those jitters out, getting a little bit comfortable on that field and playing fast and playing physical. But we will go ahead and take another break here. When we get back, week 2, Gibson Southern versus Mount Carmel. Don't go anywhere. You're on 89.1 The Bash.
The Nick Hart Show is brought to you by National Vet Help, by Tech Systems, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis, Make Your Mark, Lowry Ag, Little Miracles, L&B Boutique, Kiesel Wagner Survey, Kathy Solman Photography, Casey Gray, Fuquay State Farm Agent, K&K Excavating Incorporated, Johnson Commercial Mowing, JMCO Technologies, Jarbo Tax Service, Engler Family Eye Care, IMI Concrete, Hoosier Pain and Posture, Hip Dentistry, Hillside Gardens, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Heritage Federal Credit Union, Hobstadt Summerfest, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, and by the grandmothers of Jackson Adams.
Hello and welcome back to the Nick Hart Show on 89.1 The Bash. I am Wes Harness alongside Coach Hart. We kind of talked about last week, Bull County really just put it to us for a quarter. Other than that, it's a 6-6 ball game, 6-7 ball game between the two teams. Doesn't look good on paper, but there were some very good positives to take away on how the team kind of grew and developed as the game had went on. But enough about week one. Let's get to week two. Gibson Southern versus Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel, 7-0 in the conference last season, ended a 9-2 season. From all these games, one overtime loss. Every other game they scored about 40 to 60 points in. So, definitely a team that can run the score up. What are some keys for this Mount Carmel team that Gibson Southern should worry about, Coach Hart?
Well, I think, the first thing is we got to bounce back. I think our kids have done a good job so far, but you got to, get off the mat. Before you start worrying about Mount Carmel, just, everybody's doing it. We got to deal with the heat this week.
Yes.
The practice schedules have to get adjusted and we got to do a good job of handling that. Mount Carmel's a great football program. They have been for a long, long time. I think this game makes a lot of sense and could be, kind of a cool little rivalry going forward with how close we are to each other and how good both programs have been over the years. I think it's another, big game. You just get done playing the number one team in Kentucky. I haven't seen what Mount Carmel is in Illinois. I'm sure they're ranked in 3A somewhere if that's come out yet. It's their first game, so we're kind of going a lot off of what they did last year. But they have a lot of guys back. They're very senior laden team. The quarterback, the assistant kid is, committed to Southern Illinois to play football. So he's a dynamic athlete. They do a lot of great things offensively. I think it looks like Southridge's offense, that Southridge does now out of the gun with the tight end and the wing. A lot of tight end wing to one side, twins to the other side. But they do some really good stuff like formationally off of that. I think they look like Southridge formation wise, but they don't really play like Southridge. Other than the buck sweep being a big play for them. But they do a lot of great things. They're well coached. They're not going to make mistakes. And like we said, they've got some good kids. So we got to, it's another big week to come out and you have to execute it at a really high level if you're going to get a win. And I think, somebody asked me the other day, where would you rather be? Because obviously they got to see us play a game. And you're trying to win, so you're showing stuff. And we don't have any film on them from this year, but I do think, we went through some cramps and stuff on Saturday, and it's going to be hot this week. But I think, the only way you get in game shape is playing a game. Like you can get in better shape, but you play. The only way you can truly be in game shape is to play games. There's no other way to simulate that. So I think that's an advantage for us going into Friday, having a game under our belt. And the old coaching adage is the biggest jump you make as a team is from week 1 to week 2. We may have jumped that a little bit and made the jump from quarter 1 to quarter 2 on Saturday, but I think we got a chance to play a lot better this week, and we're going to have to because they're a good football team that's every year it seems like they're going deep in the Illinois playoffs, and so I think it's a great small school, similar type size school test for us to go out and see where we'd be at against a 3A type playoff football team.
The Nick Hart Show is brought to you by Perfect Climate Heating and Air. Whole Concrete Construction, Pro Rehab, Rawhide Golf, Remax Revolution, Ripco Systems, Roberts Boring, Trenching and Excavating, Sandy's Pizza, Scheller's Carriage Inn, Shearer Monuments, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Stodgel Funeral Home, Stodgel Monuments, Tim Barge Seed, Tai Chow, Titan Construction Partners, Triad Fabricators, TYFL, United Fidelity Bank, Vertical Tile Incorporated, Vicky Townsend FC Tucker Realtor, Wash Boss, We Simply Clean LLC, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, and by Young's Auto Body.
Yeah, Mount Carmel, we never played them in high school, but always known how rich their program is, just one of the schools in that area who, always, for the most part, win their conference, go on to make a big playoff run, maybe get knocked off, in the semi-state. I know it's a little bit different in Illinois with how their playoffs work, but still the same. Mount Carmel going to be a great team to play. And, we didn't have a very good start from Bull County, but coming off of a game like that, being able to improve or see the improvements could be a good game, could be a blowout. Gibson Southern playing Bull County, they could take Mount Carmel down. You never know, but what kind of other than the heat, what kind of preparations are you planned for this week against Mount Carmel?
Yeah, I think it's just we have a mature group, so I think we can do this. It's a little bit more of the focus on the mental and the scouting report. I think Saturday our guys are pretty smoked after the game with the heat and as many plays as we played and stuff. So we yesterday, Monday, was it's usually a pretty light day for us anyway. Film, install, scouting reports, kind of going through some of the opponent's base stuff. We even kind of trimmed down what we didn't do anything physical yesterday. Mm-hmm. We got a light lift, but no running or anything, just trying to get our legs back and get our bodies back. And then, Tuesday, Wednesday coming up here are always our big days. So, just, fixing some of the mistakes we made last week, obviously. And then, it's really kind of, making sure we're aligning. Mount Carmel runs a lot of formations, motions, shifts, making sure we're aligning correctly to all of that and playing our responsibilities. So when we go out on Friday, we can turn it loose and go.
All righty. Sounds great. Friday, 7 p.m. game, or is it a 6 p.m. game?
It was originally 7. We've already pushed it back to 8 because of the heat.
Perfect. Yep. So Friday, 8 p.m., Mount Carmel versus Gibson Southern. One last thing I want to do here. The Nick Hart hurry up. So we'll do a good little 2-minute drill. I'm just going to fire off. Well, we'll just do a minute, but I'm just going to fire off some questions, get away from football a little bit, get to know you, Coach Hart. Well, it'll still have some football involved in it as well. But, let's just go with some questions here. Coach Hart, what's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Gotcha. What's your favorite drink?
I'm a Diet Dew guy.
Diet Dew. Okay. I'm a Diet Coke guy. I love Diet Coke as bad as it is for you. Favorite football position on the field?
Quarterback.
Gotcha. Favorite season of the year?
Fall.
That's kind of a stupid question. My fault.
It's good.
Let's see. I should have wrote some more down. I'm going to ask favorite sport, but it's going to be football. Favorite NFL team.
All right. This is I don't have one.
Okay. Gotcha.
I was a big Rams fan, and when they left St. Louis, I left them. So I'm kind of I'm an orphan NFL fan now.
Yeah. I still love the Colts. Hopefully Richardson will turn it around for us. But let's see. Well, that I'm gonna call that a minute because I've already run out of questions here. I didn't think about doing that. I decided to just throw it in last minute. But yeah. So here's a little bit to know about Coach Hart here on not a football level. Next week hopefully we'll try and do the same. I'll maybe have some better questions, some faster questions for Hurry Up there. But that's all we've got for this week, Coach. I want to wish you the best of luck on Friday. If we don't talk before then, Friday, 8 p.m. Now, everyone, 8 p.m. This weather is going to move this game back an hour. So Friday, August the 25th, 8 p.m. at Mount Carmel, Gibson Southern versus Mount Carmel for some Week 2 football. I will be there. Kyle Peach will also be there, but he will be broadcasting for the Mount Carmel side. So, well, before I finish, anything else, Coach? Did I miss anything, or did everything sound good?
No, I think that's it. I think we're good. We, because of this heat, we were supposed to have a freshman game this week, but unfortunately it got canceled on Monday. So we'll get our lower levels ripping next week. JV plays Mount Carmel on Monday, and then the freshmen are up on Thursday. So we'll get the young guys rolling here after Friday as well.
All right, well, Coach Hart, thank you again for another Nick Hart Show. I'll say it one more time. Friday, August 25th at 8 p.m. Gibson Southern at Mount Carmel for some Week 2 football. You heard it here first. Thanks for listening to 89.1 The Bash on the Nick Hart Show. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day, and go Titans.
Thanks for listening to the Nick Hart Show. It's a special presentation of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including Young's Auto Body, Whitledge Tree Service LLC, We Simply Clean LLC, Wash Boss, Vicky Townsend FC Tucker Realtor, Vertical Tile Incorporated, United Fidelity Bank, TYFL, Triad Fabricators, Titan Construction Partners, Tai Chow, Tin Barge Seed, Stodgel Monuments, Stodgel Funeral Home, by Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Shearer Monuments, Scherer's Carriage Inn, Sandy's Pizza, Roberts Boring, Trenching, and Excavating, Ripco Systems, by Remax Revolution, Rawhide Golf, Pro Rehab, Pole Concrete Construction, Perfect Climate Heating and Air, National Vet Help, MyTech Systems, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis, and by Make Your Mark, Lowry Ag, Little Miracles, L&B Boutique, Kiesel Wagner Survey, Kathy Salmon Photography, Casey Gray Fuquay State Farm Agent, K&K Excavating Incorporated, Johnson Commercial Mowing, JMCO Technologies, by Jarbo Tax Service, Engler Family Eye Care, IMI Concrete, Hoosier Pain and Posture, by Hip Dentistry, Hillside Gardens, Heritage Petroleum LLC, Heritage Federal Credit Union, by Hobstadt Summerfest, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, the Grandmothers of Jackson Adams, Full Metal Armory, the Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Car Wash, ERA First Advantage Realty Rodney Langford, Emerson Cattle Company, by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jason Rainey, the Dunkel Family Friends of Mason Scheller, by Duke Energy, Du Bois County Garage Doors Incorporated, Drosty's Jewelry Shops, Diversified Investment Services, Daywig Meats of Hobstadt, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Courtney Barnes, Nolcon Marketing, Brett's Car Care, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Angermeyer Electric, AM Transport, All Trade Solutions LLC, AgriGold, ADG Architecture and Design Group, and by A&T Concrete. The Nick Hart Show, a special sports production of the Wabash Valley College Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department, and your home for the Titans, 89.1 The Bash.